Good evening, everyone. TMA Sunday Night Live, where you choose the topics, we will discuss them. Is everyone joined by Mr. Wendover Horn himself, Greg, evening mate, and the man, the myth, the legend, Moudinho. Boys, you definitely see him today, mate. Well done at Royal Rumble yesterday, mate, as well. Dino's we'll be back next week. Hopefully, the bail will be set at probably $1 million. So he'll be back. The Turkish immigrant. Greg's not feeling. Canadian Darren's not feeling very well. So wish him all the best. He'll be back next week as well. So he's probably got a touch of the old flu like I had last week. So good times.
Too much training in police academy.
Too much Mahoney playing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So let's get straight on with it. Just before we do. Right, okay, so it's big shout out to Gary, says hi everyone. I think the runner game's coming up and we won't get any points and the owners will get rid of Tom. What do you guys reckon? Peter, evening, Pidge went over and moves. Caden as well, evening mate, says evening, buyer suspended, thank God. Right, okay, let's get straight onto it. Let's get straight onto the fan views.
Watford FC, that's it for me.
Right, okay. Woody's saying there was a couple of times in yesterday's game when a player could have taken a shot but didn't. Do you think our boys are being too hesitant to have a go in front of goal and would rather pass the ball into the net? What do you reckon, boys? Greg?
Yeah, I would 100% agree with that. It's confidence, isn't it? All comes down to confidence. With one of the major culprits being probably our prized asset in Georgi Chakravarti. If he does want to move up to that higher level, i.e. go to the Premier League one day, he has to improve his end product because his end product at the moment isn't very good. Yesterday, he should have shot, and then he passed it, and it led to, I think, King Emby eventually blasting it over the bar. Second half, when he was through on goal and went for a penalty, I think he should have got a shot away quicker. I think that is a fair comment, and I think a lot of it is down to lack of confidence. And unfortunately, Chakravarti is the biggest culprit.
I've got to go with 100% yes, like Greg's just said. There's far too many. We go back a few years now, and we used to take pot shots for fun. We used to have a crack, like maybe 2 or 3 times a game, and occasionally one would fly in the net. But now there's all this patient build-up play and wanting to do extra passes, and it just ain't needed. If you get the chance to smash one from 25 yards, you got to smash it, because at the end of the day, it might be going off target. You get a ricochet and it flies in the back of the net. There's far too many culprits in this team that are not shooting. With an exception, will be Rocco Vata, because he's the only one that's prepared to have a go from distance. And lo and behold, strike me down with lightning, it works, as it did against Preston.
Shocking.
I know, shocking indeed. Would have thought shooting from distance might work. Or spatter. But no, it needs to be addressed. And there's players in that team that can easily hit shots from distance, without a shadow of a doubt. Loser's one of them. Georgie's another. He can hit them. I just don't know what's going on with that boy at the minute. Like what Greg said, he was guilty in the second half yesterday of wasting chances, especially the one where the goal was gaping and he decided to pass it and then it flew over the crossbar. I just don't understand that. What his logical thinking was. But yeah, we are becoming shot shy, and I really don't understand it. Ryan Andrews is another example of someone who's prepared to have a go from distance. How many times has he whacked him from outside the box, and You know, was he? I think one or two have actually gone in, haven't they? I know he got one against Bristol City from the edge. Was it from the edge of the box at home? I missed it. I wasn't there that night. You know, so it just goes to show shooting from a bit further out can make all the difference, because it can cause problems. And I'll be honest, I actually saw a video a little while ago. Guys, you might have seen this circulating. I think it was from TikTok. That someone said that the way football's gone in the last 10 years, we've lost those midfielders who were prepared to go from distance, the likes of your Lampards and Gerrards, who would always smash a ball. Now it is literally the way football's gone. They want you to walk it in the net, and it's just not. You know, you can't. You just can't do it.
No, exactly, mate. And but the thing is, as well, these teams, you get the lower league teams doing it as well. And they simply haven't got the players to do it. You know, all this tippy tappy crap from the back, because the amount of goals you've seen where teams have been caught out because the keeper will not just smash it; he's trying to pass it to another player, and it's obviously the coach is telling him to do it, and it's really, really frustrating. But ironically, one player that used to take 30-yard screamers was Anan Abdi, the professor who's actually there. Ironically,
yes.
I've never seen anyone that brilliant since Abdi. I mean, we had years ago, we had the likes of Johnson, who, you know, if he shot anything outside of 40 yards, it was classed as a tap-in. We said this though, Greg, and I said this to you boys, that, you know, 5 or 10 years from now, you won't get any Mavericks. There's very short supply of players that will take 3 or 4 players on, the Messis and thing. You know, you won't get that in 5 or 10 years' time, because, like you said, they're all being told to play between the lines, do this, don't do that, don't take a chance, don't do that. And that's why people like that bloody one, was it Villa this season, the last season? All the players, for some reason, all holding their heads going, oh my God, what an amazing goal. It's like, fuck me, that's a normal goal 20 years ago.
Exactly.
That's how bad it's got. But,
you know, these analysts and tacticians of the world will tell you football has changed. It hasn't, actually. It's still 11 against 11.
Yeah.
It's still on the same size pitch. It's still got 2 goals. You know, GT back in the day used to set the players a target of X amount shots per game. I can't remember the amount.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's if you don't buy a ticket, you don't win the raffle. It's as simple as that.
The thing is,
100%.
Wouldn't it be easier if you actually did try and take a long shot now? Because no one expects it.
No, exactly. That's the thing. You can't, you know.
Wouldn't it be easier now to do it?
Yes, because you take a pot shot from 25, 30 yards, like what I was saying before, you're going to catch somebody off guard. Because, like I say, if it's, you know, you hit it and you think it's going wide, it catches a player out, flicks off them, straight into the back of the net.
One of the best ones. I mean, go on, mate. Sorry, mate.
Sorry, mate. But prime example was today, and I know I'm going to refer to the Premier League. Prime example today, as much as I hate this team, I'm going to have to say it, was Arsenal. Thomas Partey. He absolutely wellied it from about over 25 yards. It cannoned off John Stones and flew in the back of the net. You know, that's someone having a go from distance.
Exactly.
You know, that's the prime example. You have a go from, he did welly it, I will say that. You know, and in the earlier game, Brentford Tottenham, Moreno, he bashed one from over 20 yards out, and Richarlison got it straight in the face. Yeah. You know, much as he wanted to get out of the way, he couldn't, and it flattened him. But that one, you know, that goal, that Moreno shot was goal bound, but Richarlison blocked it. Whereas Partey went the opposite, mullered it, and got a goal from it. So shooting from distance works. You know, and I personally think we've got to start doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, boys. Right, just before we get on, just throw some comments out there. Chris, as always, is on first. He says, hi, all. Hope you're all well. Let's have a look. Oh, HJ from YouTube says, such an important 24 hours or so. Like we all said from Peter, Bayer suspended, thank God. He's also said Shaq was poor in front of goal. That was a terrible miss, worse than Bayer's skied header just before he was sent off. Sadly, how badly we need a backup striker. Doumbia did all right. Melanie said he saw you and Justin, Greg, yesterday. Too shy to say hello, by the way. Don't be shy. Don't be a stranger either, Melanie. He says in other news. Exactly. Yes. What is wrong with these refs in the Championship? Mr. Wicks, good evening. Woody saying, hi, Guy. I don't know which guy he's on about, but if you could elaborate on that, Woody. He loves it. Dan's just like, yeah, he's just one guy, just one of us. So whoever gets the high, you can take the credit. I don't blame Shaq for the obvious one. He only had a narrow area to shoot at when the ball came to him, and that was straight at the keeper. His final ball at other times was lacking. Notes from Dan. Stuart, it's a shit show with all the bollocks of support of Tom. Next 24 hours will tell me if the transfer window, then I'll judge our season. HJ, so true. The amount of time we get the ball forward also, then stop and play it backward and pass, lose the momentum. Junior's got a chance of doing a jig on the centre circle, then surprising us with a deadline transfer day signing. Probably right, Peter. Kev saying saw a game about later to work commitments. Awful red card. Then watch the Leeds game. Blimey, are we behind on talent? Mr. Crouch on bench yesterday was poor in terms of attacking options. More like pre-season friendly bench, full of defenders. Stuart, depleted squad, no funding. 24 hours Pozzos. That's all I'm saying. Vata injured in training. We're all falling like flies. We miss Bar and Vata on the flanks. We have no other flair players. Melanie, they had no one to aim for the second half until Doumbia came on. Part life, that's how good we are. Peter TC made a big error in making the change right at half time. We didn't have the time to try for the leveller. Norwich didn't do anything but sat on a 1-0 lead. They knew we had nothing up front to threaten them. GT 10 shots on goal game. That's from Woody. Why did Selvik not start yesterday? Peter saying not match fit. Melanie agrees with you, Peter. Philip saying we won't get match fit without playing. Fact, we are shit. That's from Stuart. Aidan, don't be shy. Only moves bites. He does actually. I love it. Woody saying moves with laughter emojis. That's from Aidan. I don't know where. You two, if you two want to elaborate on that, I'm more than happy for you to do it. Pollock, Abaquah, loser Bond. We're all brilliant yesterday. Was it championship refs are corrupt? It's never red, and we should have had a pen for the Ince foul. Also, it's brilliant to hear Wendover here. Yeah, always is, by the way, mate. Should we see the refs the girls have had this season? Oh, yeah, should see the refs, yeah. Oh, my God, we posted that video up. Next 4 games, we will pick up 1 point. Just before we get to the next topic, boys, Greg, how many points will we pick in the next 4 games? Or pick up in the next 4 games, I mean.
It's challenging the next 4. This is a challenging block of games. I'm going to Sunderland, taking Mrs. Wendover away for a romantic weekend away in Newcastle with another couple, and we're flying up there. I want to say 4. 4 points.
Oh, 4.
Sorry, my phone was flashing, so I was just quickly sorting it out.
It's a right challenging block of games coming up.
I'm going to say 5. I reckon we can get a couple of draws, and we must beat that lot up the road. We cannot lose to them. Simple.
Moves, they're strengthening big time.
I know. It's what's worrying me.
Every 2 minutes you look at your phone and they're bringing somebody else in.
Yeah. But they're back. I'll tell you what, guys, they looked at their comments yesterday after their game on Twitter, and they're still not happy. They said first half they were brilliant, second half they were absolutely awful.
Yeah.
He's a good coach, that Wickham guy, and I think he'll do well with him. I hopefully don't. Obviously, I don't want him to do well, but he's a good appointment, to be fair. He's a good coach.
Matty Bloomfield.
Yeah. He's good he's good coach. He's certainly one for the future, mate. As long as we beat the scum. I said yesterday, I don't want to. I don't go into these games wanting to lose. But if we lost 3 in a row and then beat the scum, you can't pick and choose them. But
the thing is, though, you say that if we lose 3 in a row,
then Tom's gone.
Tom's gone.
That's going to say,
Oh, yeah.
Gino pulls the trigger.
Now.
Yeah,
you know.
I hate to say that. If that happens, I think we know the inevitable will happen, and we don't want to see it happen.
Yeah, I feel the owners will get rid of Tom before we play them lot. Yeah, sadly.
Guys, let's just keep the faith. Let's keep faith. Let's try.
Like George Michael says, gotta have faith.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, mate.
Keep up the support to Tom. Like yesterday. Keep up that support to Tom.
Right, okay, so Mr. Dan, right, here we go. Straight on to it. Doesn't look like Tommy's being backed. Would you blame him if he walked? Who wants to take this first?
He isn't going to walk. I've had it on good authority that he won't walk.
He probably walk, but no, he can walk, but he won't walk out.
He won't. No, he won't. He won't walk out. Watford is in his blood. He's one of us. He won't walk. He won't walk. Will they push him? Who knows? But
just fall over if that happens.
As a collective, we've got to keep our support towards him.
Yeah.
You know, some people have mocked the Shine the Light yesterday. I think at least it started something, and starting something is half of the problem. Once you start something, it builds momentum. And for the first time, I heard a collective call of Gino, get out of our club yesterday. So it has started something. Let's this man realise the true value of Watford Football Club and sell it to somebody, because there are plenty of interested parties. Sell it for what it's worth. He will get a profit if he sells it for. I think it's valued at around 60 to 80 million. If he sells like that, he sells at that amount, including his debts, he'll make a profit. So it's time for Gino to sell. This is a tired ownership model.
Moves.
Yeah, no, there's no way. There's no way Klebs is going to walk. Like what Greg's just said. He has got the club in his blood. It runs through his blood. You know, it runs through his veins. It's like all of us. It runs through our veins. He is, you know, he has become like Mr. Watford, as far, you know, how passionate he is about the club. You know, the history. You know, his time here. Like firstly, that first ever loan spell. You know, we all remember that as him being a young, what was it, 18-year-old. You know, I still remember him getting his leg broken against Sheffield United. That's how much I remember of it. To then coming back, signing for us permanently, scoring goals, scoring important goals. And I can think of 2. One against Arsenal, which I was delighted about at home. You know, and then rifling that right foot volley into the roof of the net at Crystal Palace to shut them up in a big old way under Javi. That was, you know, that was just majestic. But no, I don't think Tom will walk. There is no way on this planet he would do that unless someone really convinced him. Then it would be a different story. But as far as I'm concerned, he's not going to do it.
No. No, Melanie, the fan topic means it's exactly the same as a fan question. We just put it as a topic. So, topic of discussion. Moosey, when TC was 18, you'll have been about 5. Probably are right, mate, to be fair. Oh, no, he was actually 4, mate, by the way.
Yeah, I was 1 month away from my birthday. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. Right, there's a few questions before I add my. Right, this is from Woody. Didn't he only pay £500,000 for the club? 500,000, he means.
He did, but he bought out the bond as well. There was a bond left from Lord Ashcroft on the books, which
needed to be wiped.
Which the dodgy Santander letter helped. No, but no, he was. Let's not make any bones about it. He has been good for Watford. Initially, it has been great for Watford. Look at that stadium; it's chalk and cheese from what it was. Going to any of the suites behind the scenes, it's better than it was. It's a first-class stadium now.
Yeah.
We've had some time in the Premier League as well, but I think he's run out of ideas and maybe interest. It is time. It is time.
Yeah, I think it's like a manager. A lot of times they say, I've taken them as far as I can and then leave. And I think it's the same with the Pozzos. There is stuff they've done. The training facilities are brilliant. The ground is improved twofold. But I mean, we had a great run in the Premier League. They did invest a lot of money into improving the squad. But it's like you said, it's a tired model now. They've done all they can. Just, but thing is, who's going to buy it? Unless there's a mega rich... but I don't think there's not many takers at the moment.
I understand that football. It's not as hard to sell a football club as it was last time we were for sale.
Really?
I understand if the price was correct. I won't say price is right because that'll be come on down, won't it? But if the price was right, there are plenty of interested parties.
I was going to say, come on down then and buy them, Greg. But
Higher,
lower.
Nothing for a pair, not in this game.
Good game,
good game, boys. Right. Don't get
Did they do well?
Don't get the careful what you wish for. Sorry, coughing here. Don't get the careful what you wish for. Clueless comments from some fans to those that want Pozzo out. How bad do they need it to be? Think back to the quality of players we have over the last few years ago in the Championship, Vidra, Abdi, etc. We don't get that quality nowadays. Yeah, it's a different market. That's what I'll take that from you, Greg. Like when you said it's a different market now from back when they started. And fair play to them. They manipulated it very, very well.
Yeah, they did. And people are moaning today, all we're getting is Udinese players. Well, actually, Vidra and Abdi, where were they from? Yes,
Udinese.
Udinese at the time had better quality secondary players. That's, the quality isn't there. And the ownership model is tired. There's an old saying, all good things come to an end. And I think that's where we are.
Exactly. Melanie saying we. So go on, Moobs. Go on. Sorry, mate. Go on.
No, I was just going to say 100% what Greg said. We are, it's gone. It has gone full circle. They came in, they invested. Like we said, the stadium got done up. Before we didn't even think that the old East Stand would ever get redeveloped. They put the plans forward. They got it approved. They got it built. They then upgraded it more when we went to the Premier League, which they promised they would do. They gave us a brand new club shop, which was so much better than the smallest one ever in the world that we had. Improved all the other bits and filled in the corners. So, it, like what we've all said, it has run its course. And it is time for a change. So, if there is someone prepared, which sounds like there could be, come on, Gino. Just do the right thing. Just do it. And then you can concentrate all on Udinese and do what you want.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. His father's not getting any younger. I can see the long-term succession plan is him taking over at Udinese, and it's time. Everything runs its course. Just come up with a sensible price and do a deal.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. But Greg, this is from Ryan. But Greg, we also got Watson and Conley, and also we were actually scouting in our leagues as well back then as well.
That's correct. That is correct. We don't have enough British players in our squad. Yesterday's shithousery is a good example of that. Some British UK-based players know how to work a UK ref Tom has been saying this for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Oh, I can't send it.
And he hasn't got them.
No.
We need some more UK-based players in that team from the EFL. But we don't go shopping in the EFL. When I asked Nanny the question of the EFL, it had to be explained to him what the EFL was.
Oh, yes, I heard you say this on Twitter Spaces on Friday.
Yeah. It had to be. No, Mr. Nunny, not the EPL. That's the Premier League. The EFL.
Yeah, but didn't we get Andy Scott? Sorry to interrupt you. Didn't we get Andy Scott a few years ago? And I went, oh, brilliant! Someone actually knows the leagues, and he lasted like 5 minutes, didn't he?
Yeah. From Brentford, Andy Scott. Recruit. Our current recruitment guy is a guy that's left. I want to say Darlington. He's our head of UK recruitment. Doncaster. Sorry, he was from Doncaster. Our head of UK scouting is a reject from Doncaster.
That says it all.
Well, I'm not being funny. They got. I'm sorry, they'll slag him off, but they had one of the best scouts in Europe. They employed him, and then they managed to basically fuck him over with, so many cooks spoiling the broth. If they just let Matey Boy do his own job rather than sack him like a few months into the season, was it Ben Manga? They actually let him get on with it. Because around the Bilic time, Bilic had the signings that he wanted, like you were loading the Ganachas and stuff like that. If they actually let Manga get on with it and do his own thing, there's too much interference once again, rightly or wrongly.
With the Manga thing, there was two sides to that story.
Yeah.
And Manga might have been, how can I put it, told a yarn to Gino when Gino recruited him, because a lot of these pearls that Manga allegedly recruited at his previous club, he was just part of the team that recruited them. I've heard from many people that I respect their opinion on that Manga was a bit of a fraud. But
yeah. Well, like I say, his track record in Germany wasn't bad, mate. Put it that way.
Well, yes, it wasn't. But was it just solely down to him, or was he one of many cogs? It was Eintracht Frankfurt, wasn't it? Was it Eintracht?
There was about 5 or 6 of them all working together. Yeah. But the problem is, what my point is, they're all working together singing off the same hymn sheet. The problem when he came to Watford, they weren't. There was like 3 or 4 people all got different opinions. There should only have been all working for everyone working for one sole person who made the final judgment. Problem is, there were 3 or 4 people making the judgments.
Pidge, when he arrived, you had basically 2 separate recruitment departments. You had Cristiano Giraldo doing his bits, Manga doing his bits, then you had the head coach with their opinion. Yeah. So you had a mishmash of That's
what I mean.
It was a mess.
Yeah. You either have one central figure that they go to that makes the final decision, and it's all done. And if no one likes it, they walk. That's how it should be played down. There's too many cooks spoiling the broth. That's what it was.
Our head of UK recruitment, his name is Graham Younger from Doncaster.
He's not getting any younger either.
But exactly. Well, but that is my point. Graham Younger. Who's heard of Graham Younger?
I haven't.
Exactly.
No, exactly. Well, it's not seemed to work, or they're not listening to him, because we ain't getting many British players come from apart from Vata. Right. Okay. Let's quickly get to this, and we'll go on to Moves' segment. With the current form, this is from Mr. Tony Day. He says, "Is relegation a possibility considering our current form?" Go on, boys. I obviously emphatically say no, but I'll let you boys elaborate on it.
We've had too good a start. We only need 9 points now, not to go down. If you can tell me we're not going to get 9 points until the end of the season, no, we won't go down. We won't go down. But I don't think we're going to make the playoffs. At one point, I thought that was a good possibility with the start Tom has made, and I thought if he had a good window, playoffs was a real possibility. But doesn't look like that's happening. But probably be a season that will just peter out.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, completely agree. We're not going to go down. Absolutely not. There's too many. There are far too many teams down the bottom end of that league that are worse than us. Pure and simple. You know, there was a chance that, I think, like what Grace just said, there was a chance of the playoffs, but it's not going to happen now. We're just going to. The one thing I want to see, if we just try and finish in the top half of the table, I would classify that as a success.
Yeah, I said between 10th and 12th. I said start the season. I back myself on it now.
Yeah, I think anything between 8. I'd personally, I'd go between 8th and 12th.
Oh, that'd be a great season. We get 8th. That'd be a great season as far as I'm concerned. The amount of lack of activity we've had as well. And the thing is, though, they should stick with. I know it's easier said than done. They should stick with Tom this season because we haven't backed him properly in the window. Like Greg said, if we backed him properly, then there'd be a really good chance of playoffs. But we're back him in the summer. If we're playing badly and we're bottom half, say 4 months in, then obviously you look at changing it next season. But they should really stick with him and give him another summer window because simply we have not backed him in this window, and you can't expect him to make a charge because his ambition is playoffs. His ambition is playoffs, and it's a great mindset to have. Because if we was going, I'm only interested in mid-table, then everyone say he's negative. So you got to back him. You got to back him and give him at least the summer window to turn it around. Because, like you said, we finish mid-table. If they do the proper and the right investment in the summer, then we've got half a chance of making a real good push for it next season.
Well, let's hope come the summer we might have a new owner.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they've done fantastic with the amount of seasons we had in the Premier League. They've improved a lot, but like you said, it's a tired model now, and they just need to go. Right, just before we get on, let's get some comments in. Caden saying Ben Manga should never have been sacked. Caden says one of the biggest mistakes in the recruitment of Watford Football Club. Peter saying Gino wants to be the jack of all trades. He wants hands on all the time. He needs to let go and let his employers do their jobs. Ryan would rather have Manga and Duxbury. He's also said, look at Duxbury at West Ham. Fraud, brackets Tevez. Melanie, full circle with my previous comment, Ari, the first match being Doncaster Rovers, it's a sign. Peter Watt said, I haven't heard of Matty Pollock, but he's been immense. Oh, he has been, mate. Definitely got to be captain. Ryan D saying, honestly, there are some really good players in League One. Agreed. I watch Exeter regularly, and honestly, it's made we don't look in that league. It's mad. Sorry, it's mad. Philip saying what happened to very nice. What happened to all the share money that was meant for new players? This is basic lies from the club and totally unacceptable to those that took up the offer. Absolutely, Ryan saying absolutely. Philip Crouch just lies. Melanie, most of us would have been happy with survival at the start of the season. Let's be real. Ryan saying 15. Peter, only 3 points outside it. Nobody wants fifth and 6th. HJ, successful season is between 8th and 12th, like you said, moves, and keeping a head coach all season. Yeah, that would be one of hopefully greatest from Ryan. Halsey, we need to stay in mid-table obscurity this season. We need to stay in mid-table obscurity this season. Must stay above the airport team and that mob from Shepherd's Bush, though. Absolutely, mate. Let's have a look. Melanie says hi, James, as well. Lucy said hi, ladies. Moves in his halo as well. Big shout out to James from the Watford Way. Says hi, Melanie. Okay. So, Greg, do you want anything else before we get on to move segment?
No. I think we're not going to. I think everybody else is discussing the transfer window, so maybe not talk about who might come in before close of business tomorrow. We've got, come on, Thomas said we've got to bring, did he say 2 more or 3 more?
Didn't he say 2 or 3 more are coming in?
Yeah, I hope one of the 3 that he thinks he had nailed on wasn't Matty Target, because
one went to Hull, didn't
gone.
they? That lad you were saying from Stockport's gone to Hull, hasn't he?
Yeah, half the world's gone to Hull. Half the world's going to Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
We're just doing very, very little. Look, Vacuum Bay. Let's talk about Vacuum Bay's miss yesterday, shall we?
Yeah, go on, boys. Sign this off, and then go.
My God, Vacuum Bayern. He didn't, lose us the game. Actually, we were better without him, to be honest. And we've been playing.
That sounds really bad, but yeah,
we've been playing with 10 men all season with him on the pitch, so it didn't really make a great deal of difference. But as soon as he missed that absolute open goal of a header, I shouted loudly, and I sit near the padded seat area where our Italian friend sits. I shout, that is why we need to sign a bloody centre forward. If a centre forward doesn't come in by close of business tomorrow, I'm going to be severely, whatted off. Left-sided player, holding midfield player as well. Yeah. Left-sided defender and a holding midfield player and a striker. And they have now got about 24 hours to do it. So get your finger out, Mr. Nanny. Get your finger out and give this squad what it needs.
Moves.
Yeah, no, I'm just seeing the comment from HJ. Can see Rajovic coming back tomorrow. It's not going to happen because he's already gone back to whoever it is he's on loan to and started pre-season with them. So that ain't happening. Yeah, that's it, Bromley. But yeah, on the Bayo miss, Jesus blinking Christ, it was. I just don't get how he missed it. I just do not get it. Even I'm not the biggest header of the ball, but Jesus Christ, even I would have got that in the back of the net. It's just shocking. But I think before yesterday's game, I'm sure Cleverly said it was going to be 2 more players that they wanted in. But I think now with Bayo's red card, that's going to go up to 3. So it's an absolute job and a half. And like what Greg said, if they don't do it, there is going to be absolute bedlam going on because people are going to be like, what the hell's going on?
What's the point?
Yeah. What is the point? You might as well just not bother turning up for the rest of the season. And someone said earlier, just brought the comment from earlier. Someone said about our bench yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, there is someone that is kind of ready-made to go up in the forward line, apart from Doomibar, whatever you pronounce his name, the youngster.
Yeah.
But why not go and tell Tom Ince to go up front? Because, yes, he went in at left back or left wing back. Okay, can sort of understand that because we're trying to keep the scoreline down with playing with 10 men. But we saw, I saw it with my own eyes. Once he got on the ball, he started sprinting forward and he got in the box. Whoever said he should have had a penalty yesterday, no, it was not a penalty because he dived. It was a blatant dive and he was lucky not to get a yellow card for it. The ref caught it. As much as we hate the ref from yesterday, he got that one spot on. And he clearly said he kicked his own leg. Stupid in my book because that's not going to get you anywhere. But if we really, really need someone to do it, and we've seen, and it's happened time after time when Ince used to play against us, he would run through that channel near enough as a backup centre forward, and what would he do? He'd damn well bloody score against us. So
he
why
was
can't
a bit younger than Moves, and he was a lot quicker. But I get your point. If you got nobody else,
even if
far worse than sticking him down the middle.
Even if you did it for say 60 minutes and then brought Doomibar on for the last half hour, just to do that, swap it up.
TMA has got a lot of promise, lots of promise.
But I was impressed with him.
Yeah, I am. I'm impressed with him, but he's 18 years of old. He's still learning his craft.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Right. Okay. We'll go on the segment. Just big shout out to Andrew French as well. He's on all the forum sharing on the Watford Observer News. Fantastic journalist. That's what Peter's saying as well. I've chatted to him a few times. Really, really nice guy. I've only met him once or twice, but really, really nice bloke. Yeah, there's been one or two idiots on other forums. Brilliant forums, by the way. It's not the forums that I'm attacking. A couple of idiots, one or two, commenting about him spreading certain news and stuff. Same dickheads who thought no one watches this podcast, and there's well over 30-40 people watching it at one time. So thank you very much, guys. So that's some humble pie for you guys, whoever does that. So yeah, big shout out to Andrew French. He's absolutely brilliant, and yeah, he's more than happy to share everything on our forum and all the others. I think everyone really appreciates his journalism and true integrity, and yeah, he does. He's amazing. So big shout out to you, Andrew.
Very good job.
Yeah, exactly. Also, massive. Yeah, exactly. Unrelated news. Massive shout out to, because I haven't said it yet. Massive shout out to me, mini Pidge daughter, 23 today. So happy birthday, baby girl. Right. Okay. So yeah, let's get on to the segment moves. You ready?
I am. Let's do it.
Let's do this.
Let's do it. Yes, hello people, welcome back. We were missing last week. Oh God, when I tell you, you didn't miss much because you'd have seen me in a very, very bad mood. So this week we're a little bit happier, thank the Lord. And also the Halo is back as well. Lampshade on Antiques Roadshow in the coming weeks, I promise you. Actually, maybe not. Anyways, right. Another big, massive weekend in football. It does not stop. The non-league doesn't stop. The women's game doesn't stop. But where shall I start? Well, let's dive into non-league quickly because I nearly lost my train of thought then. That was close. It's big news again if you're a Hemel fan. I am going to start, like I say, non-league, National League South. Big well done to the mighty Tudor Army. They went all the way to Western Supermare yesterday. Almost technically a day out by the seaside, but they didn't really fancy that. Come away with a very valuable 1-1 draw, and it was almost going to be a 1-0 win, but for a dubious penalty. You think we get robbed? You need to see this one because it does look a bit suspect. But well done to the Tudors. They're unbeaten in 4 now. Which is very good. They're pulling themselves well away from the bottom. Yeah. It almost made an appearance just for you, Halsey, put it like that. Yeah, they are pulling themselves away from the bottom half of the league. It's a big week in actually in non-league because there are midweek games this week. So St Albans will be back in action this week. Their game was called off at home yesterday. I don't know the reasons why. They were meant to play Hampton and Richmond, but I was informed prior to kick-off with us yesterday that it had been called off. So not sure the reasons why. I can only assume possibly a waterlogged pitch or a frozen pitch, something like that. But there are some big games coming up this week, and especially if you're not doing anything tomorrow night and you live in Hemel, because Hemel are back at home and they're going to take on Boreham Wood. It's a Hertfordshire derby, and we want to see as many people down there as possible. So come on down tomorrow night for a 7:45 kickoff. Oh dear, oh God, blimey, that's not good. I wonder if they walked along the common to actually get there before they did that. Yes, like I say, big week in non-league. Good luck to all our non-league teams that will play this week. And I'll tell you what, just a quick one on non-league as well. Got to say big well done to Kings Langley on a hard-fought draw because it looked like they were going to lose. They got a penalty in the last minute. And who should step up and take it? Yes, the former Watford boy himself, Mr. Jordan Parks, the player manager, who is still going strong, stepped up and absolutely smashed it into the bottom corner to rescue a point for Kings Langley, which is absolutely brilliant. So big well done to them. Big well done to Parksy. Still loved by everyone at Hemel, and you're always welcome up there, mate. So it's time for the women's bit, and Well, I'm just going to rewind a week because I have now finally calmed down after last Sunday's debacle, which if you haven't seen any of the YouTube videos going around on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, basically any social media platform that you have, then where the hell have you been? Because last week was possibly the worst ever, and I really do mean this, ever refereeing performance I have seen from anyone refereeing a Watford game, whether that be a men's game or women's game. If you haven't seen what I'm on about, go and check the videos because it was nothing short of an utter shambolic disgrace. And to make matters worse, the referee was that scared after everything that had happened. Unfortunately, the girls lost 3-2, so I'll just elaborate more on that in a minute. The referee locked himself inside the changing room for almost an hour after the game because he was too scared to come back out and face everyone because he knew what he had done. He had absolutely done wrong. It's just out of order. And quite frankly, if we ever see that ref again, he's not even going to survive. If he turns up at Wildstone again, he's not going to survive because they're going to kill him as well. But yes, unfortunately, following last weekend's 3-2 valiant 3-2 defeat, the girls nearly nicked a draw out of it. By the way, we just couldn't get the ball over the line. But the way the pitch was, it was just it was getting near on impossible. It does mean now that promotion is all but out the window for the rest of the season. The girls cannot do it. It's pretty much mathematically impossible. If he is still in there, he's now going to be a dead body, mate, I think, more than anything, because Wildstone were at home yesterday. Believe they got a valuable point as well. So, yeah, unfortunately, we should have been playing today. The girls, they should have had a game today, but because of the antics of last week, Wildstone managed to get their game on yesterday, but after the game, a pitch inspection was conducted, and they turned around and said that today's game against at home to Ipswich Town women could not go ahead because the pitch was deemed unsafe for playing on, and player safety had to take priority over anything. If you ask the ref from last week what player safety is, he just will not be able to answer it because he's a total idiot. So that game is to be rearranged. We will let you know on all the socials and on here as soon as we get a new date. We don't know when it's going to be. We will wait for the league to come out and tell us. Hopefully, they'll announce it within the next week or two. I don't think they're going to leave it that long because they've not got many windows of opportunity to get the game played. But on a more positive note, the girls will weather dependent. I'm going to have to say weather depending because this really is now what it is. Next Sunday, they are out on the road. So, Welsh Hornets, are you about next Sunday? Because I'm just going to have to reach for my phone here because I've got all the info. Where's my messenger? Here we go. Right. So next Sunday, the girls make the trip down to Wales to take on Gwalia United. Now, for those of you who who might be wondering who that is, Gwalia last season were called Cardiff City Women, but Cardiff had to give it up because unfortunately they had two women's teams, one in the English League and one in the Welsh League. No, can't do that. So they changed their name to Gwalia, and they've not been doing too bad this season. They're down the bottom end of the table, and next Sunday they kick off at 2 p.m. and I can confirm because someone's been very kindly and messaged me because I didn't have a clue where the game was being played. They are going to be playing at the Newport Stadium in Newport. Please, if you are going to go, do not go to Newport County Football Club because that's not going to be the right one. So, Newport Stadium, we believe it looks like it's got an athletics track around it. So that's possibly why it's called the Newport Stadium. Tickets are as follows: £5 for adults, £2 for under 16s, £3 for over 65s. And all the tickets you can get on Gwalia's website. So if you want to go next Sunday, 2 p.m, Gwalior United, they play at the Newport Stadium. It is worth getting down there, going to the girls on, especially if you're in the Welsh area, because Anna Philby will be there, who has recently been back in the Welsh women's setup, who helped them qualify for the Women's Euros this summer. So you get a chance to see her play and probably meet her after the game as well, because they'll always, whenever they see the Watford fans at games, they will always come over at the end, have a quick chat, say hello, have some photos, signs, do some autographs as well. The girls appreciate it everywhere they go. So if you're about and you fancy it, or you might fancy a road trip down the M4, who knows? That is your destination for next week.
Hey, I'm back. Yay, I'm back. Yeah, sorry, mate. It has to happen once a month. Right, okay. I'll just quickly allude you to just literally 2 seconds, mate. Apparently, I've just had this from Chris, who usually watches it. He says, according to Spanish outlet on Twitter, the work paper, is that a load of rubbish, Greg?
My understanding of Brexit rules, there is no way that somebody with La Liga experience would not be permitted a permit to work in the UK. So I think that is nonsense. This guy had La Liga experience. I think this is a journalist trying to cause some mischief, is my opinion.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I saw that as well earlier, and I thought, I could not understand that at all, because I know we came out the EU, but I'm sure you don't need a work permit. I think that is just a load of twaddle. That is like Greg said, that's someone stirring that, because we've got less than 24 hours, like about 24 hours of the transfer window.
Yeah,
it's scored against the ability to do to conduct a professional role, and this guy has got La Liga experience, which is a higher league than the Championship, in theory. So, yeah, I think this is somebody trying to cause mischief.
We'll call bullshit on it then.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
I just like I say, I just don't believe that for a split second.
No. Okay, cool. Right, okay, we're going to shoot off. Thanks everyone for watching. Absolutely amazing, every single one of you, including Mr. Greg and Mr. Moobs. Absolutely amazing, boys. Thank you very much. We'll see you next Saturday and Sunday, both 8 o'clock as normal. We'll talk about the game just gone on Saturday, and obviously we'll get all your topics and opinions on Sunday as well. So thank you very much, boys. Anything else before we go? We'll shoot straight off.
5 transfers signed tomorrow.
Yep, Moobs.
Let's hope and pray that Gino gets his checkbook out. Come on, you can do it. You can do it.